Hello everybody, I hope you're having a good week. Now, my latest project has been trying to figure out an old school dual swords and staff power herald build, just like the olden days, that actually works in the current meta, and I've finally found something that I think works pretty darn well. I'm super excited to share it with you guys. So, we're going to do a build showcase and a little bit of commentary, and give this one a try, guys. And just in case you are new here, I upload 4K Guild Wars 2 PvP content every week. If that sounds like your type of thing, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it. This Power Herald build is literally the reason why I play this game today. I saw Heralds dueling Spellbreakers, Heralds dueling other Heralds in duel servers, and I thought it was just the coolest, most skillful thing I've ever seen, and I was absolutely hooked. I wanted to do that, and so I learned. Unfortunately, this build with the staff has kind of fallen out of favor as of late, because the hammer is generally regarded as the better weapon. However, I don't always play what is the very best. I oftentimes will just play what I happen to find the most fun, because if you're not having fun, why are you playing video games at all? So anyways, let's go ahead and look at this beautiful old school build that got me hooked on this game. So here is the build that I've been using. Of course, the Berserker Amulet. I found that the Relic of Isgarin works quite well, because you're going to be getting that popping off with the Sword 3 and with the Staff 5, which is quite nice, as well as some of your kit skills, like for instance for posting shadows on Assassin. There's not a lot of good damage relics for Herald. I've tried and tried. This one feels the best. I really like the Ranger rune. I think this is a slept-on rune because of the fact that it actually gives you the absolute highest crit chance. A lot of people tell me, try the Infiltration rune. Guess what? 58. If you go Ranger, you get even more. You're all the way up to 62, and if we give ourselves a little bit of Fury, that puts us at 87% crit chance. That's crazy. It's really nice to have very, very dependable, reliable crits, and so I happen to like this rune a lot. Now, for the weapons, of course, dual swords, I really recommend the Sigil of Exposure. This is sort of one of the keystones to this build, because one of the things that Devastation gives you is increased damage when foes have vulnerability on them, and the swords do a lot of good vuln. They do a lot of vulnerability, and this just makes that even higher. So that's just going to give you lots and lots of damage. We'll see some big vuln stacks for big damage, and of course the staff. I just like cleansing and energy on this one. Nothing too complex. So this is the build. Invocation, Devastation, Herald, of course. One change you can make if you would like a little bit more damage is popping on Notoriety and Devastation. This will increase your damage, but as you guys know, as I've said a million times, I tend to like safe builds, all-rounder builds. So I like to take a Thrill of Combat. Just some battle scars are really nice. Some additional healing keeps you in the fight a little longer. So that's what I like. Feel free to try this out. And any of these in the last column of Devastation are good. Brutality's good. Swift Termination is fantastic. I really like how it synergizes with this particular build, and also Dance to Death is good if you're struggling to survive. So that is the build. If you guys have any questions about it, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. So I wanted to start this commentary by asking, would anybody be interested in me making maybe like a guild and a Discord server? I have people who request it every now and again, but I'm not so sure if that would be something that you guys would want. You know, maybe a guild and Discord server where, you know, you can reach me, maybe we can play tournaments or do some coaching or that kind of stuff. If that's something you're interested in, let your voice be heard in the comments. Let me know if that's something you're interested in. If nobody really comments, I'll know that it's not really something that people are interested in. So, okay, so this is just an unranked game. I'm just kind of playing around, having some fun, not really going for a big win or like lots of knows or anything, just kind of going for some kills and clips and that kind of thing. So we poured in onto the Ranger. I use that terrain, how I kind of drop down off the edge of mid and then port back up. I really like using that strategy. I missed my jump onto the jump pad, but I just use this terrain. I like this spot here to get a little break, to get some cooldowns back. And I noticed that the Thief is low, so I poured in on him. Big damage, 7k death strike, so that puts him down. Now watch this strategy here. I'm going to use the terrain. I've got the thief and I'm going to keep him targeted. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop down below. I'm going to keep him targeted the whole time, or one of them targeted the whole time, so that I can get this port. The more creative you are with your ports in the terrain, the better the rev you will be. Because it's one of your best tools, right? Having all these teleports and being able to traverse the map vertically and horizontally is really, really strong if you can use it. So, terrain is really nice. Getting lots of damage with my passive elements there, but my teammate dies. I'm not really looking to die over this, so I just go ahead and pull away. You gotta know when to actually play your life and pull out. So I'm gonna use the same technique where I drop off, but I keep him targeted and port up. And it just about gets me the kill with my passive elements there. Now the DH is running around. He's looking for a bit of a reprieve. I'm going to slow this down. Watch this. So I port in on him when I see he's going for the jump pad. 2, and then F2 to rip boons, and I get my 3, and it lands, and so I go up for the ride with him, and he RFs, so I stop attacking, and I wait for his RF to drop, and then once it drops, I just go ahead and put him down. So that was super clean. Next, I'm looking at this Necro here, and he is near a ledge, and I have a big knockback, right? So I'm going to port in onto him, switch to Glint, and I'm going to get my knockback ready. I'm going to look for an opportunity, and I see it. It's right here. He's looking the wrong way, so I give him a bonk. He takes the fall damage, and then I port in on him with the Sword 5. Huge 7.8k death strike, and oh man, I love that clip. Super fun. Super fun build. Not the flashiest build, you know. Maybe Willbender zooms around a little bit more and maybe pumps a little more damage, but this build truly, to me, is, you know, the most fun and engaging and enjoyable to play. It's got a lot of mechanical depth and complexity, which is just the kind of thing that I like. When I was a kid, my uncle gifted me a Mac computer, and as a kid, of course, you know, you play kids games like Minecraft and stuff like that. And then I found a game called Quake 3 Arena. So as a kid, as a young kid, I was drawn to this game. And if anybody knows Quake, they know it's just about the sweatiest game of all time. And I played hundreds and hundreds of hours of Quake because I was drawn to games that have mechanical depth and mechanical complexity. And, you know, watching the good players play is really impressive. And, you know, that's kind of what I've always been drawn to. And this is an unrated game. This is a funny interaction. I don't know if this person recognized me or what, but he just decided to strike up a conversation here, which I thought was really funny. You know, in ranked, play for the win, but unranked, you know, just screw around, have some fun, right? Who cares? It's just unranked. Nobody loses nothing if you lose. So, anywho, popping back out of the hammer. Thief's down, so just put some damage into him. Here comes a Dragon Hunter, and my teammate falls. He blocks my knockdown, which is very sad. But I get a Sword 2 when I swap into Assassin, so I get quickness on him, and that puts him down. And we'll go ahead and chase this Ranger here. Now watch this. This is crazy. I try to juke him with the jump pad here, and his maul still hits me. Man, I could not believe that got me. I was blown away by that. I was midair, and that thing still got me. So, anyways, just chasing him here. You gotta be patient, right? Like, you notice I'm not just, like, Wing onto his character the entire time. Like, I go for a burst, and then I back off. And then I go for a burst, and then I back off. It's all about managing your cooldowns and your energy. I missed the parkour like a huge noob. Watch this. The Thief comes in chasing my Necro. So, I just start attacking. The Thief stealths. I keep attacking. Sword 2, Sword 4, and invisible does not mean invulnerable. This is one of the tips that I give to my new friends who are looking to learn this game, and they say, how do I fight thieves? One of the things I always tell them is that invisible does not mean invulnerable. When they are invisible, you want to keep attacking. You don't necessarily want to blow your biggest cooldowns, but if you know that they're there and they're in stealth, you can still hit them. So looking around the map here, I see the enemy Ellie. He's got the hammer, so he's pretty tanky. I think he may have perhaps stopped to type a message or something there, but then I attacked him, so my bad on that. Especially if this guy knows me from my videos, then I apologize. It would be funny if he was watching this one. Trying to bail my team out here. So I sword 4 and do a Jade, and then F, and then sword 2 for big damage. I get one of them down, but my teammate doesn't survive. So I'm going to use my terrain technique again here, where I drop down and watch this. I'm going to port in on the thief. Watch how much vulnerability I do. Okay, so I port up, sword 4, and that's 17 stacks of vul. I'm going to pause it here. 17 stacks, and so the sword 2 absolutely chunks him, and that puts him down. So that's one of the strengths of this build, is the amount of vulnerability that it applies and the extra damage that it gets from that vulnerability. So if you pair this with certain things that do a lot of vuln, a good example would be any sort of DPS mesmer. Man, oh man, does this build shred. Any devastation rev, but this one in particular feels really nice. So I was doing the ranger here. Very terrible use of my knockdown skill. I really should have stowed that. I've been noticing that a lot in my gameplay, that I'm really bad at stowing that. So I'm just waiting for an opportunity, getting some cooldowns back. And so I'm going to slow this down. Watch. When you port in, you're going to use a couple skills and then they're going to dodge, right? So I used a couple skills, and watch this. He dodges. And look what I'm doing. I'm walking away because... And the reason I'm not attacking him there is because I know he's going to dodge, and I don't want to attack into his dodge. He actually CCs me really, really well out of my sword 3 before I can get it casted. But I just wanted to highlight that there. When you port in on them, you get a couple attacks out and then pause because they're going to dodge. So you let them dodge and then you resume your attack. So I'm just attacking at nothing. I don't think the thief is here. I think that he left. So I'm looking over the wall, and yeah, there he is. So we get the target on him. I think, do I want to sit here on this node, or do I want to go fight people? I say, screw it, I'm going to go fight people. So I port in on him and line up that kill there. So that was kind of nice. Game's winding down now. We're in the last 50 or so points. I see that he's self-resing. I don't really care. I'm not really playing for the win or whatever. I'm just playing to have some fun and get some clips. So the ranger peels back. I'm going to slow this down here. Watch. When somebody's next to a wall, like this, you can cast your Facet of Elements, which is a damaging AoE. Right? So I'm going to cast that now. And then I'm going to CC him into that so that he's stuck in it, taking all of the damage and getting absolutely cooked. So that is a combo that you can use when somebody puts themselves next to a wall, the way that that ranger did. Whenever you're, you know, in too much heat like this, you should always be looking around for an enemy that you can port away to, like this. The Reaper was, you know, away from the Ellie, and so I targeted him and waited until I had my sword 5 up and used that to get out. And that is the end of the game. So thanks very much for watching, everybody. Thanks for everybody who has subscribed lately. And yeah, do let me know if a guild Discord thing is any interest of you. The thing is, like, I think that every YouTuber has this already. So if it's like not something that you're interested in, that's fine. But if it is, let me know. There we go. 42% of the team's damage, 12 kills, 0 deaths. That is all from me, folks. Have a great week. I will talk to you later.